They say thought is it.
So, please sanitize.
Oh,
let's get there first.
Gentle Ima.
You want sanitize me from my own house.
What they do?
Charlie, everything.
Okay, sir. Welcome.
You've kept
You, if we send you know they like the go bring drinks.
Okay, I'm coming.
Charlie, what's up?
Charlie, you know be anything. I go enter some hot arguments. The boys all they jump enter politics. I know the babs.
This what I doing. I bet by you first of all. You know be.
You are coming to talk.
You know be only you the fear corona. Come on that thing.
Okay.
Which one?
Chairman. At the beg go.
So your problem is young people they enter the politics.
Oh, when our boys or we finish school, you know, catch 1 year, if them more they inside.
So,
this election, then be the agenda pushes.
You know, you how you they see? You think say why then they enter like that?
I be the monies.
Money.
It be the monies.
That be the only motivation they take.
Oh come on.
No, I know they me I know they agree.
Oh, Charlie.
It be the monies.
Oh no, wait. It can't only be money. I feel like there are some young people who are actually want to do something, and that's the reason why they are entering.
Oh, then
see, this is the problem we have.
You know,
So you don't want. It's not like you want to change anything. You are like the people who are making us suffer.
the boys are not way genuinely then get interest, say like them be patriotic. These same boys then they shatter them. Them boys know they get chance make them enter.
This one make I come inside.
Please talk your own.
Me, my own be say there are a lot of genuine guys out there who want to really contribute to nation building, and these guys are. I mean, there are a lot of examples we can see today. We have a young lady. I mean, she entered parliament at 23.
Yeah.
I mean, such a young lady. You obviously know that she has some kind of vision ahead. She wants to, you know. So we can't really generalize and say that.
Which I agree.
At the end of the day, it's because of the money.
No. Wait. See, there's a point that wait.
Starting from school, SRC. When you look at all the boys, everybody, Charlie, campaign money. Then they'll go and collect this one. Then they'll go to
I think there's something we are missing. Hold on, guys. There's something Ima has said, and by the way, it's a trend now. In Finland, the prime minister is like 33. Yeah. We've seen, I think the 15th prime minister of Ethiopia was 43 when she got in. We've seen there's a 25-year-old who was Egyptian minister of tourism. In South Africa, we have Nopendulo, who's like the youngest. So there's a trend. And we've seen what, by the way, no, we'll come back to it. That one not my problem.
As you were talking, you didn't even mention one person in Ghana.
But we already started with a young girl. 23 we enter.
How many of them?
And we need to go Barbara or okay, whoever she is.
And I'll give you a second one.
Tell me.
There's Mavis Nkansa Boedu. She also entered at 26.
But you are all ignoring the Xanators and But there is something you said where I want me to talk about that. When you mention SRC, the thing be saying, first of all, this money thing, we for talk about them well because the politics itself, it the cost.
Well,
before SRC, even at SRC for me, Lego.
I ran an SRC election.
Please.
I also did.
How much does it cost you?
Well,
let me be certain.
The numbers.
I beg you go make this thing cold.
No, but you make a talk about it.
No, I hear me.
The numbers really, I can't really put a finger to it.
Okay.
So I think this was like in 2012. I spent close like almost 10K.
Okay.
10K.
Oh, but
in
this
2012.
Yes, but you know the 10K.
Make we start plus.
I beg.
Okay, well we can.
Don't get point. Is this you forget the 2012?
Oh no, but the 10K, it not be everything will come from my pockets.
Okay.
Like people, individuals were like, oh, Charlie, I think you are good. We want to support you. Put this in your campaign and all that. So it wasn't really like my own money then. But I had my commitment in it because I knew right from first year I was going to run. So I put some money down. So really, that should tell you that this person had a plan.
I only serve girls. Continue.
So I can tell you that it did really help me. I mean, who I am today is because of that experience.
Did you feel like when you were done, you had to recoup your money, your investment?
No, I didn't feel like that because I mean,
Sure?
I did.
Were you in office?
Were you
in office? Did you win?
Did you win?
I won the election.
And
I won.
I like what ask him.
And nothing. You didn't think that you have to.
So you didn't make your 10K back?
In office,
No,
You said some people made financial commitment.
Yes, friends who
were
believed in me.
Just friends.
I mean, friends.
Political parties.
On record. This is a huge platform.
But political parties were not involved.
No, they weren't
Individuals
involved.
from
So there were
political
other candidates who had political party support.
And how did you feel the competition from them? Didn't you feel they
Were
had
they
certain
heavy, even though you won?
advantage over you because of that?
Well,
I'm asking
when we
this question
began,
because
I
of
felt
America.
that these guys had a particular motive. They were like, they are guys who had come in to milk the system and all that. So beginning, it wasn't. It was tough for people like us who had clear mind and want to serve. We didn't really get a vibe. And as the administration went on, it was so clear that actually these guys they were interested in the money.
Okay.
But back to the fundamental point.
Yes.
That platform gives a lot of young people the opportunity to build their career, and that's what leads them to.
Does it come from the older generation or just because from the way you were saying is like the people around you? By me
who were the
getting
people,
into
your own colleagues?
office, does the older generation give you that platform, like the political people?
You see, for me personally, I think it's more like an orientation. You get into first year, you see a lot of people serving and all that. You want to sort of, when I get to third year, I really want to be in that capacity. So that alone is a lot of inspiration for you to get in.
Why do you think it's only money that's making people go into young people specifically go into politics?
Charlie. Oh, really?
No, tell us. I want to hear it.
Me like this, let me tell you. Right now, if like let's say there's a minister or someone, the political parties, nobody is helping me. Nobody is helping me. So media, if because of the money, I'll just decide to go in. If I have the opportunity, I'll go in so that I also get the money because they are chopping money.
Wait,
so I want to chop.
Do you
some
know
of the
that
money.
as we are all sitting here, we were all, let me say, born into a political party?
Sort of.
I feel like as far as when they give birth to you now, you know that's me. I did this party inside. I did this party
I'm glad
inside.
that's a good thing you brought because you see, Julie, hold on. The thing is that young people, when we come into the scene, my mom is MPP, my dad is CPP, it's like default. It's like the church you were born into.
Yeah.
They give birth to you, enter Sunday school, you are church of Pentecost, you are finished, right? But I feel like we never get to the place as young people where we go, okay, I need to review the ideology of this thing that my dad or my mom sort of led me into, and then vote on that basis. So, mommy MPP, so me to be MPP person. Finish.
Oh, but in some families, the parents can be MPP, but you get one person that is maybe
Anti-BAM like that. Yeah. Like you. Anti-BAM.
Looking for the
Complete
money.
anti-BAM.
She can be
Me, I can
born
be
into an
MVP,
MPP
I
family,
am
but
the
if you had
MVP.
anything, come and give her money.
I will take it.
Yes,
Hey.
but then at the end of the day, depending on what she wants, she decides to vote for who she wants to.
Speaking on money issues again, you realize that I was probing Ima so well on his SRC endeavors, whether or not he was funded by political parties or those he was in the contest with, whether or not they were funded by the parties, and what role those people played when he was in office, or he himself, what role the funding of political parties played during his administration. Because we have a situation where these institutions that are supposed to be breeding ground for leadership, for example, the SRCs, NUCs, USAG, name them. We have a situation where the older generation, that is those who are into national politics, members of parliament, party executives, others, are supposed to be serving as guardians, mentors, and all those people to these people.
So do you think
they don't do that?
They don't.
Okay.
What we
So
see,
that's established.
yeah. What we see is a situation where they see the youth as an energy, human resource.
I'm hearing you.
In their endeavors. So they use the youth as a means to their ends. Instead of seeing the youth as an end they have to fulfill, that is mentoring them to take up.
Charlie, your man, they be like
That
that.
is the
If like your man, they read. If like your man start to read some Magus Cafe and say. No, your man, the energy today.
No, you see.
That's why he come in steam like that.
So I'm surprised.
It's video.
I'm surprised Ima says they are not involved because in my experience, I see them actively involved in all these things.
The point is that I'm not saying they are not involved. They are involved in the process. I mean, even when you declare your intention, you have, these political parties have their campus representatives. So MPP has TESCON and the NDC has TIN and all that. I mean, they begin to call you, Charlie, this is a vibe on campus. If you really want to win the election,
what's up, come to us.
Exactly. But the point is that, I mean, at the end of the day, you, the person, the leader or the candidate, you have to sort of be smart about things. Because the truth is that you need these guys one way or the other to win the election. But eventually, when you win the election, you have to think about your image, yourself, because politics, I mean, for those of us who are involved, you know that definitely the next 5, 10, 20 years, you'd want to go out there. What image, what brand are you building for yourself? So that 10, 20 years time, when you want to put yourself up as a member of parliament or something, people can track you back, then say, okay, you were good, you were that. So, and that is actually shaping the mindset of many of our colleagues or young people who are now going into the space of leadership. So,
you know that's the problem.
So it's not all that bad.
They feel like, oh, there's the support. When they enter into it, then at the end of the day, they don't get any much support. Do you get it?
But can we go back to the basics? Right?
Yes.
Let me play the devil's advocate. First of all, young people entering into politics is supposed to be for leadership and service. And I want us to go back there. Are young people going in for leadership and service, or are they going in for profit? Because the day we'll go and chop all our money.
Because
if she enters, we are finished.
You know some people in the
That's
SRC that are actually like
money-minded.
not even money-minded, but politically minded. To
Well,
them,
they
they
want-
want to
it's
get
a means
there.
to an end.
You see, so it's not a situation where we can conclude that the youth in its entirety is going in for the monetary gain. But it's a situation where we have a certain group of them. Sorry to say, the larger majority. And it's so sad going in for those intentions. And I don't blame them. You know why I don't blame the youth? The older generation, who is supposed to be serving as an example for us to follow,
have given
makes
a very
politics appear as if it's a cash cow where everyone is
supposed
to go
Tell
in
me, Martha.
and milk the system. So if we have people who are going into politics for these purposes, it's because of the failure of mentorship at the top there.
Yeah.
Because nobody is born corrupt and nobody is born patriotic.
Which is true.
Kofi Annan made us know that nobody is born patriotic.
Absolutely.
No nation is born democratic. It's a process we all have to initiate.
And their decision point.
Exactly. And we have this terrible situation, but it's just that I don't lose hope. I still believe there's hope for a recovery.
But let me, okay, see guys, this one like for clap for I'm saying, you
make me clap.
they come out the whole place. Whenever you come somebody's house, they do I'm like this. Why are you doing like this? But they be said they hear me, but when you're not see what kind of wait.
But it make cold though.
No, it make code they go. But
the pizza the be.
No, it really
No, you know talking about Papa's Pizza the be.
Well.
So
Yeah. So as I was saying, I don't lose hope at all because yeah, I don't lose hope at all because I see a very hopeful youth, at least for the few that are there. And with what we are seeing in Nigeria, we saw the Arab Spring when they rose up and all. We don't want a catastrophic situation, but then I think they would do their best to ensure that they stand their ground and put us on a better pedestal.
Julius, I thought you were of the opinion that majority
Yes.
of young people
Yes.
are going the way our older generation are going.
Yes.
So if it's majority who are going the same baller way, we are finished. Where is your hope? The hope.
think that
Where have
you even stand alone? What do you think?
No,
I'll advise you.
as an independent
Yeah, I'll advise
this country,
Because
even
how we are
if
going
Jesus,
there.
Even if Jesus goes an independent candidate, you will lose.
Then
That's the
just go
problem.
shock how you lose.
Really sad.
But you see, don't sound as if the party system is entirely corrupt. Even within the parties, we have people who are
In there.
genuine.
But
So
this is where the problem is. Let me just touch it there. If you have 50 nuts in a basin and 48 of them are bad and 2 of them are great, you know what happens? It's terrible nut pan. Nobody
even
cares.
If just the 2 are bad and
No,
then the
but
48 are great.
It can.
But Kwame,
So for me, Ima, before you come in, my point is your hope that you have for the youth, you know, get grounds.
I think there is grounds for it.
Let me ask you.
Okay.
Do you think that the youth in politics, right, prepares them for the future?
Like especially what they do in like at the university
like,
level.
Say university,
the
the person is an SRC, then the person
doesn't prepare them.
I don't think it does fully prepare
Ima
people.
thinks
Yeah, so I would allow Ima to
believe
respond to that. It doesn't fully prepare. Yes, it prepares a politician. Someone who can go through all the Machiavellian tactics and maneuver his way through. Because believe me, the atmosphere is so toxic, very toxic. You have to fight individual interests, people with their own interests on the table against the entire interests of the student populace. And then you find these people fighting against you the whole time. And if we look at it from the perspective of such people are not being prepared for leadership. They are being prepared for politics. They will be ready to fight other people and fight.
You know what? Wait, but Ima, wait. See this guy.
It's a puppet.
Oh
yeah, puppet
effect. Puppet to that they increase intelligence. Hold up, right? Charlie, don't come to my house.
I will come.
Ima, talk to me.
So Kwame, he just said that it prepares them for politics. But what is politics?
As it's supposed to be, politics is supposed to be leadership, but that is
it is not.
No, you see, politics is the act of, decision making. We're politic. That's the origin of the name. So you judge or you say I say. So that process is what we are talking about.
Yeah.
And at the university level, that's what we do. You engage minds. I say A, you say B. We critique it where it's wrong. We provide solutions where. So that's actually a training ground, because these, clearly, if you look at Ghana, we don't really have any institution of leadership where you are saying young people go in there and study real leadership.
Yeah.
So that is the avenue that we get. Many young people would get opportunity to learn.
That's what it looks like to us.
It is what it is.
But then when you really
No,
go
it's not. It's not.
Wait, guys. Wait, hold up. But this is it. Wait. Has it ever happened, Ima, that in this country, okay, a situation comes up and you see a decision that our leaders have taken, and as a young person, you sit down and you can see a very far more efficient solution? Has it ever happened before?
Oh, yeah.
Clearly,
Obviously, on a regular.
Where's the platform?
There are some of the things that they do that the boss wanna bring.
But you see, Kwame, be that as it may be, you guys have said quite a lot on this. You've looked at the downside of it, but what's the brighter side? For me, I think that let's look at the bigger picture going forward. How can we mend the wrongs? How can we, change and groom these guys?
Wait,
and I even say
Julius,
that
I'm about to give one of those your speeches. Hold on.
and I'm ready for you.
No.
Ima, let's go back to the basics again. We have a problem of vested interest. Number two, we have a problem where politics is far too expensive to get into. Politics is not the broke man's path. We did that. We engineered that. Our democracy allowed that to happen. Okay? Number three, especially in my country where we are sitting now, we have been plagued by a two-party system where, regardless and irrespective of what the real ideal vision of the leader is, we do not care if they are not on a certain flag or don't have a certain backing. This is real. When you started with 10K and people invested, maybe you got some good angel investors or people who believed in you. On a regular day, if I put 20K, 10K in your campaign, I would tell you before, Joe, when you enter the SRC, I beg you, all the t-shirt printing, me I go do it.
It's true.
So now that you've got it in and you owe me 20K, you have to pay back. So even if you know somebody who is far more qualified and a true technocrat, you're not going to use them because you owe it to me. And we've heard in this country, in other parts of Africa, and that's vested interest. We all go and put in the pot and we say, this is where it is. I know they play for it. So we are all putting it here. When it blossoms, this is what we get. So now we don't see people getting contract based on the merit of competency. It's based off of, oh, I dropped 5% of the entire campaign money, so me will go print all the exercise books, right? So you look at our roads, and it's like, who did this? So we don't get people who know road to do because it go past some other side. So these are realistic. I like the fact that we want to be optimistic, which is great. But my point is, if the young people, Julius seems like a bright mind who will do great in politics. But if anything is going to change, we need to tackle the real issues. And those are some of the things I'm concerned about. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, you see, I do disagree with Ima on a lot of things, except for how hopeful he is for the future.
Both of you are the hope people. The two of you.
And I share in that hope. However, if Ima fails to point the problems we have,
that's my thing,
as they are, we will not be able to tackle them. I was also privileged to run for SRC president in the University of Ghana.
That is where
I was the runner-up in that election. I had problems with the result, but I accepted
you lost. They still have. You see the English you speak. I had a problem with the Trump in
but I accepted it. But going forward, we allow them to grow. And we have a recurrent situation where corrupt leadership is built, where upright leadership was supposed to be.
Yeah.
For example, there are some politicians within constituencies and areas who fear the real advocacy that student leadership can play.
I say it be the money. That's what
you know that.
See, let me. Yes. So let me.
You don't have to
follow. Let me make.
But what did they talk? Get point.
Let me make this.
Did you lose because then you don't get money?
No.
Did your opponent have money?
If you ask,
show him the way.
If you ask on campus, I ran one of the flashiest campaigns you would ever see.
Let me say
because
who was your sponsor?
Because friends, very generous friends.
They did not want anything back.
A lady and a gentleman were
give me for the lady part. The lady part.
Did very well for me. And do you know why the political establishment, especially those within that constituency, fear that kind of candidature?
Talk to me.
It's because of the independence of the candidate.
Of that, yes, of course.
Because once he wins, he's going to play his part, as real student advocacy is supposed to be about. But they will bring their people who will serve as their puppets in office just to prevent that. For example, something university bill came recently, and I expected to see student leadership being very vocal about it. Because there is going to be a political appointment of the student rep.
When this
university council.
No, but we don't have the voice.
We have a big problem. We have a big problem. You see the way the two of them talk, say, you know, go anywhere.
Yes, because the system believes that corruption must strive.
Of course. That one,
the system believes that corruption must strive. That is the problem.
And you were no SRC.
Well,
you are not able to help in the decision making.
I can agree with you on that because of the things we allowed to happen. There is no real SRC. But
why should they be so?
Because they are serving just as an extension of their parties or certain political individuals who are in charge of those areas. So instead of advocating for things, regardless of whether or not it works against those people, they sit as their puppets.
Okay, now, Julius, your point is made. Ima, I want you to come in.
Talk to me.
But I have a question I want us to answer now, okay? We can sit here for the rest of the day. Me, I get PS match for place here. I get online.
Like I get time, I will score you, but
But can we please look at proactively? What can we change with young people getting into it? And I want to start with Dede because I want to see Ska. Dede, can you enter the politics? I don't want you to change your mind. Can you enter into the politics, profit motivated, but actually when you do get the nod and get into position, baby, like do something.
Oh, I know dear. It's kind of bad dear, and dear that one. If I'm getting the money I want to get, I mean, I have to help the others because if let's say 4 years time, they want
if you don't the money she wants to get.
This contract, we are finished. Hey. If I hear that you are voting, I will campaign against you like that.
You see, we shouldn't sound.
But what are some of the solutions? What can we change?
Is it possible let's make
the youth to have a voice.
Is it possible?
It's very
Is it
possible.
possible?
It's a very good
It's very
question.
possible
How?
if
Pragmatically.
Yes,
That's how.
it's
That's the
very
question.
possible if the youth believe that in sincerely discharging their duties, in terms if they are students, if they are a youth group or whatever, sincerely discharging those duties as it's supposed to be would actually propel them to places instead of bootlicking those who are already at the top.
But wait.
That is how
Julius,
possible
you
it
are
is.
so political in your disposition. It's not even funny. Hold on. Do you know, Ima, and I want you to pick this up, please. It is established, and this is the question, the thing I want us to address with, can the youth ever have a voice?
Yes, they can.
Unim said,
don't think
we
so.
have already, I'm coming. Good.
Exactly.
Do you know it is established that, and this is not youth voice, somebody giving it to us. Do you know that it is established that as young people, let's all come together and say, okay, we are tired of this. We want to change it. We'll create a WhatsApp group. Everybody will be loud. No, hold on. Everybody will be loud in the WhatsApp. Yeah, we break this cap. Now we go say Tuesday. Make everybody meet for the front there. Make we face these people.
Like I will not go.
You go see.
Do you know what happens? The present establishment goes behind the door, meet some people who are supposed to lead that movement,
And they convince them and
And
buy
sorts
them.
them
Is that also always the case?
It's not entirely the case. You know, he's spoken quite a lot. I think it's a mind game. It's a mind thing. Gradually, we will get there. We need to reorient ourselves, and that starts with. You know, you see, it starts from the home. A child, a mother gives birth to a child. The orientation. Unya, do this, do that. When you see this, when you see something which is not yours, you don't pick it. That kind of, family orientation. We must begin from there. It goes to the church. The church atmosphere is also.
We have other religions, so religious establishments, not just church.
Yes, that we can also change the system from that place. But for me, I think religious bodies should even be interested in young people who want to go into leadership.
Yeah.
Because they can build a foundation from them.
Yeah.
You spot a young guy, he's showing some leadership skill, and that the church should even be interested in putting
very
money.
interesting.
Yeah, I think some churches do.
that.
Well,
A
but-
lot.
So we need more.
We need more. We need
need
to,
more.
it has to be a conscious effort that, this is what we want to do. And once this young person gets into the university, he's got some values that he will hold on to, which will propel him to do good. So it's not all that doom.
Okay.
We can change the situation, but we can get better.
I agree.
The country is just like a family, because in your home, when the father talks,
Final.
who are you,
Why?
Kwame? Only why to say this or that?
But
Mimi,
I think
But wait, Mimi, what do you think we can do different so that young people getting into politics now can change the narrative? He's giving some very practical ways. What do you think we can do different? Because like I said,
Before she comes in, let me ask you something. The thing is, you should ask yourself if the leaders are ready to to allow the youth to have that room.
no,
Do you
but
get it?
you see, we can't even sit here and pamper ourselves with nonsense like that.
That's the
Nobody
first way to-
is going to wake up and say, let me. It barely happens. We don't
Let's
have
give the
that
platform
level
to
of
youth.
selfless
Yeah.
leadership. It's very rare. Young people are going to have to come to the table themselves.
Yes.
They are going to have to prove competencies. They're going to have to deliver. And
Exactly.
then based on merit of delivery, we can say, let's give more young people the chance.
Exactly.
It's been the case where a few young people have gotten opportunities. George Weah is the Liberian president. His Excellency.
Ocasio-Cortez
When
in
even
the US.
the former president of Ghana got in, he was relatively young,
Young.
right? And people have made the case against young people. Mobile, then I'm here different. And it's like, and this is why people are always crying for opportunity. Look at what your person is doing, So nobody is going to get up and say, come and sit on my table. No. We need to go. That's what I'm saying. As we are hooting at the problem, problem, what can we do different?
that's what I keep saying.
So let me hear
That-
what you want us
that
to do.
It's only in discharging your duty genuinely. I'll go back to the University of Ghana again. Here is an SLC executive with a population of, I think, almost 40,000 to serve. And then you think you owe a duty to serving the interest of a political few than impressing
32,000.
going
Plus.
to 40,000 people
Yeah.
to believe in your leadership, to the extent that if it comes to certain issues that you can genuinely advocate for these 40,000 so that they see and identify you as someone who is capable of doing things, You rather go in line with the few who are in political power to serve their interest.
So how do we change that?
Yes, if we educate the mind of young leadership to identify that when you get the platform, the people you are supposed to deliver to are also people who are marking you.
Okay.
And impressing them by delivering properly is also a form of reward. Rather than waiting on just the cash flow and all those things.
If I was that,
We need
hold on.
We
If
need
I
to
was that,
orient people to know that.
Charlie, this conversation.
You be like this guy for put on for CNN.
Make it lecture them.
Me and for run away.
Oh, Charlie, for go.
Oh, Charlie, Abi, you know, say time is money.
Yeah, no, it's true.
My lady,
They
they
go
talk.
see your girl, eh?
Oh, Abi, you know.
My lady say, Charlie, I go.
Bro,
Charlie, thanks for coming.
We can't spoil your house inside. It be
Hey,
like,
Charlie, be
get some
political
clearing
things.
do.
You take cameo.
Next level.
Oh, Charlie.
No.
I get Uber ride. It be like I order safe already. So
Okay.
it will come.
Then I think she go with you.
Political.
We need to
Take
meet
people on your
But
team.
the pizza, it be like one level.
Oh, the pizza there, me, I go take
What did you for Hannah? This one.
First
It will finish them
How
all.
it starts.
But Charlie, this thing we need to continue because the things
Oh,
we.
yeah.
And
You
then
didn't
maybe
give
more
any
times we
practical
go face.
example. You did so. Make we do man.
If there was money and car, I'm not sure you'd have lost.
No,
it.
it's because I didn't get the money from the wrong sources.
You see.
Oh, so you could access right sources.
I had the right
See this
sources,
conversation, we
friends,
go fit discuss about the loser.
But the conclusion is their money.
No, but nobody. That is your
you
conclusion. You cannot say that the conclusion. You carry pizza.
I'm leaving
I'm
it.
taking it home.
Julius.
Is a car here?
Guys, so
All right.
I think that's
Come my house with
Eh,
plenty
be like-
English like that.
My ride they can't reach, so it do.
So you take the pizza.
Charlie, Kwame, you
Bro.
get some clearance.
I bet come on.
Oh, you do.
Madam carry you left am. I bet.
Alright, sure.
I will can't claim.
It
am.
do. We go crush.
Next time, no bring plenty English.
Amen.
And you want to hang. You two self are they suspect you already. The two of you. Come. I beg your shoe.
I've even left my
To do the English Julius speak, they be like for look for
That's where it's
dictionary or
coming.
something.
That's where it's
Give me here with that. Move this. The problem for me. Good. Okay.